Last time on Shadow Piece, the Thriller Pirates finally discovered Maria's body on the rooftop. His death has become very clear to them. But this isn't over. While his corpse remained in the same place, his soul didn't. Now starts a new chapter of this story. Maria's journey through a mysterious realm is about to begin. The monochrome world around Maria feels familiar and yet eerie. From time to time, the shadow hands appear from trees, the ground, and even the rocks, but now that Maria is aware of them, it is an easy feat to defend himself. The only problem Maria discovered is that he can't bring out any of his haki. For some reason, this place is suppressing it. However, his normal eyesight is still enough to make out something in the distance. It is blurry, but far away, green flames surround a dark castle. The closer Maria gets to it, the more lifeless his surrounding becomes. Withered trees, dead grass. Instead of water, puddles of mud can be found on the ground. Rocks completely disappeared, however, in exchange, piles of bones surround him now. This place can be described as many things, but lively is not one of the terms Maria would use. He hasn't seen any people yet, and in all his years, he also never heard about such a depressing kingdom. In addition to the light disappearing in front of him, it also gets darker and darker the closer he gets to the castle. It can be said that the paths Maria walks on are so dark that even someone of his caliber can't see anything. That is the case until he suddenly gets flashed by the light reflected off a massive golden bridge. The bridge spanning across the gigantic river is made out of the shiniest of golds. Such a treasure is out of this world. Moria would even go as far as saying that even the celestial dragons don't have such an amount of wealth. Moria then proceeds to cross the incredible bridge. He walks and walks. This bridge spans over a length that even surpasses the thriller bark. It is a feat impossible for humans to create. He can only imagine what sort of technology or other things would be needed to create such a masterpiece. As Moria continues on his way, he spots a person, the first living being in this realm. It's a female giant equipped with a giant club. The weapon alone is already bigger than the Shadow Emperor, but the woman is also a size Maria has never seen before. Even the ancient giant oars would be small in comparison. Assuming his common sense applies to this place, she appears like the guard of the bridge. Unsure of what might happen, Maria prepares for combat. But to his surprise, a completely different scenario starts to play out in front of him. Master Maria, I have awaited you. The mistress is already expecting you.
Master? Mistress? What is this place, and who is waiting for me?
Maria can't form any ideas on what is happening. He can only think about what this place might be. He would like to ask the giant, but his mouth doesn't open. He can only think. It's like his lips were sewn together. He is not in control of the situation, and he hates it. All his life was about chasing after Kaido to finally get revenge. You could say Kaido controlled Maria's steps from their battle all these years ago, and now some mistress is in control of his body. He never was able to do anything himself. With every step closer to the castle, a presence more dangerous than anything he ever felt before fills his senses. Even a monster like Maria feels his body telling him to escape from this place. And he would if he could, but his body moves on its own at this point of time. After crossing a bridge, a road leads to a gigantic gate. This entrance to the castle in front of him is 100 times bigger than he is, and yet it opens at the slightest touch of Maria's hands. Before him spreads a hall like no other, and at the end of it are two thrones. In the smaller one of the two sits a shadowy figure with the biggest smile Maria ever experienced in his life. For some reason, it feels like the embodiment of fun and joy. Every pirate likes to throw a good party. Maria is no different in that way. But even in all of his years, in all of his time, from being a child to traveling with the Gecko Pirates and finally being together with the Thriller Pirates, but he can't say to have ever felt as much joy as that person does while just sitting around on a throne. On the main throne sits a womanly figure, unleashing waves of dread and fear with every passing second. No other woman, no other being in the world comes close to the power Maria feels from this mistress. Maria, she starts talking. We have known each other for decades. Your time has not yet come. You still have a role to play in the world. He is confused. In his memories, he has no recollection of ever being in this place, or of having met this woman? Is she just spouting lies? And what does she know about Maria's role in the world? Countless questions fill Maria's mind, much to the amusement of the grinning shadow. Don't be confused, human. I have been with you in your lowest of lows and also in your highest of highs. Because you have finally grown to a strength suitable for my powers, you have awakened. But first, I had to bring you to this place. He still doesn't understand what is going on, but as he can't talk and fighting is completely out of the picture, he just has to listen. My name is Hisanashi, and this is Nika. She points at the smiling figure next to her. We once experienced your world through the eyes of others, but peace wasn't meant to be reached at that point of time. Many wars took place, and the person who is in power of your era has been present for all of them. My child over here was there when it happened, but the human with his powers died, and since then, no one else found and awakened him. I hereby officially accept you as a parent. In the future, you will be the reason the world will change. But first, you need to finish your personal grudges without killing the snake. He is needed as a test for the bringer of joy in the future. This is a bit much to take in. Moria doesn't know any of these names, but he understood the order of not killing Kaido. While it isn't to his liking, it's not like he can reject it. If he would dare to object this moment, he can already feel his death coming to him. Your life is in your hands, Gecko Maria. You are just the wielder of my powers. I can't control fate, but it will work in mysterious ways. I wish you the best of luck, warrior of the current era. Joy will return to the world when all objects alive and dead weep for it. But that may only be the case after another big war. Stay alive and raise the next generation. That is your task in this story. Only a second after she finishes that sentence, Moria falls on his knees. His vision starts to darken again. His legs give out and he crashes into the floor. As mysteriously as he entered this place, he also gets thrown straight out of it again. Moria, without knowing better, encountered two legendary creatures. And with a bit of time, he will be one of the few people with the knowledge about a mystery of the world. Fate will bring him what the world needs, but first he has to finish something. Becoming the Pirate King, spreading joy across the world, getting rid of the world government, all these things can wait. For now, Kaido has to fall. Even if he's not allowed to kill him anymore, Moria will at least put the King of the Beasts under his feet. Death isn't enough to stop Moria. The user of the Hito Hito no Mi model Hisanashi, or Human Fruit model Hisanashi, the Death Goddess, has mostly been forgotten, but as the mother of the Sun God, she played a big role in mythology. The battle between arch-enemies will enter its next round. Two mythical Zoans will now face each other one last time before Wano will change forever. The Wano arc is about to find its conclusion, but the story of Moria and the Strawhat Pirates is not over yet. Prepare yourself, because from now on, even Oda himself doesn't know the path Shadow Piece will follow. Until then, all that is left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. This has been Pyro Prima, your local fire elemental and hobby writer for what-if scenarios and original stories. See you next time. Bye!